Hey, what's up, Motive in Motion family? Today we're covering 3 direct response basics for newbies, for beginners, for the baseline that people really need to recognize so they can get the most out of their ad, the most out of their sales process, and the most out of their business with maximum profit and customers coming back and back. So I want to give you a little bit of a context about why this is the most important and the most direct way, of course, direct marketing, the most efficient way to get sales, because as a small business and a small business owner, your main objective is to get the sales, because especially in a new business, when you're just beginning, you don't have any of that traction, you don't have any of the backup, you don't have the marketing budget, you don't have whatever. So if you don't get sales, you don't have an actual business, of course. Any business, anything is a hobby until you get sales. If you actually have sales, then it's a business. It becomes a business. But beyond that, if you don't get any, then you can't grow it, you can't do anything else. And so there's really no point to focus on anything else besides the basics, besides the fundamentals, besides the things that'll get you the most benefit, the most driven and data-driven response and efficiency for your money, for your energy, for your time. And so when you focus on these 3 fundamentals, you can really get so much more out of your business and your marketing. So the reason that I kind of switched from branding to direct response, and I don't mean this in an all exclusive or all inclusive sense of just only branding and only direct response. You know, if you take a look at my website, my Instagram, my social media, anything that I'm doing, any touch that I have with my prospect or customer, everything that I do is very branded and very clean. I want Motive in Motion to be just solid brand, solid color, solid ethics, solid message, so you know what you get from interacting with me, my brand. And I want that to be consistent upon all platforms and across everything and every touch with the client. So that's very important. Branding is very important, and having a strategy for how you're going to create your positioning and your messaging and offers is super important as well. So I'm not knocking branding, and I've actually done a lot of branding work for clients, and I think that's really important. But the reason that I have the direct response background now from e-commerce and from my entire sales processes of every business that I've started in the past for e-commerce, private labeling, dropshipping, with proven principles from hundreds of years of advertising and marketing, and even just 100+ years of direct response created, like I said, all the time by David Ogilvy, these pioneers like Stanley Rubicam, Claude Hopkins, Eugene Schwartz, and others that built the platform that efficient marketers stand on today. And the reason that I'm always focusing on that is that this gets results, this gets sales, this lets you grow your business. And with e-commerce, you don't really have a choice to not be direct response, because you can make all the elements that are important, but if you don't do much direct response, you're going to not get very many sales, because you're not asking for exactly what you want, and you're not leading the customer through all these logical and emotional plays. So today we're going to kill all that. We're going to get massive profit, massive boost in your sales and your conversion rate. And we're going to basically outline 3 tips for these newbies, for these beginners, for the people just getting into started and getting into this marketing game of understanding how to logically and ethically and emotionally also pitch a client or a customer on a product or a service. So these aren't really in particular order of importance. They're all very important, and these are very 80-20 principle type of hacking the results that you can get. But number 1, what you're going to start with is creating a story, a backstory, a guideline for your customers to follow and connect with you on why they should be doing business with you, how you were acting before you are the person you are now, so you can kind of market to your past self, as they say. A lot of people say marketing to your past self is basically the most efficient way to market, because you're saying, hey, check it out, I used to be you, I used to be, struggling, in debt, fat, whatever it is, whatever your problem you're trying to solve, and I used to do this and that, and I understand how you feel, understand exactly where you are. It's frustrating, it sucks, doesn't it? And you're going to help them fix their problems because you fix those problems yourself. And the reason this works so well is because we're biologically programmed to respond to stories. They were passed down through generations, thousands of generations, thousands, tens of thousands of years. We were communicating in speech, and even before language and before cuneiform, we were communicating verbally and passing down these stories. And one thing that's special about humans is the fact that we can even tell stories to each other. We can use our imagination, we can create things, we can tell legends and create things that are fictional or real or inspired by some real situation that are becoming fiction, right? So stories are super powerful. They're very effective in your story and your brand and your backstory for your whole approach. So the branding aspect of the story is important, but the direct response aspect is very important when you're asking for the sale. The number two kind of ties in from number one, is where you're basically creating the emotional connection. So when you tell a story, you don't want it to just be logical and just be boring and facts and features and all this stuff. You want to turn them into actionable benefits for the consumer, you know, the person who is on the other end of your marketing. You want them to recognize why you're doing it and what it can help them, and not just because of the logical aspect, because we really buy emotionally and we justify with logic. If you think about pretty much any purchase, this was true. If it was even just food, you were emotionally, you're feeling the hunger, feeling, of course, not most likely not getting to the level of where you're scared that you're going to not survive or something, but getting down to that level where you're emotionally in a state, you know, your mood is swinging, you're not as happy as you are because your blood sugar is low. You're just not feeling your normal. You need to eat. Your body needs energy, right? And so getting this is super vital for the messaging, for the story intertwining with an emotional connection, because the consumer wants to be connected with emotionally, and that's the way we buy things. So that's super important to remember as well. And number three here might be obvious to most of the vets, but if you recognize the importance of it, you can recognize how to leverage it and how to use it for your best sales, for your best approach and your most efficient approach for getting the actual conversion, and that is to ask for the sale. Number three is to ask for the sale. If you never ask for the sale, people aren't really understanding what to do next. I know it might seem silly. It's like, here you are on my e-commerce product page and you're shopping and you're wanting to get something that I sell, or you're at this landing page and I want you to give me your contact information so I can send you this guide, this video series, this and that. And here's the box, go ahead and do that. If you never ask for the sale, it doesn't seem as obvious as you think. A lot of people just bounce off the page, or they just walk out of the store. They're not really sure what to do. I know this might seem like common sense, but it's really not. I can't tell you how many marketers or how many clients just don't use the direct response style of simply asking for what you want them to do. And remember, make no mistake, a sale, our conversion rather, might be something that's giving you an email address or sending you a PDF or asking for you to leave an application or something. Make no mistake, this is a transaction. This is a steady exchange of value and of communication, no matter where it is in your funnel or in your sales process or your cycle. Getting someone to call you, pick up the phone, getting someone to get on a registered phone call and an application is a transaction. So treat it like one. Don't make anything left to chance. Don't leave anything to obscure references. Directly ask for the sale. Ask for what you want them to do, and make sure it's super clear. Make sure you outline all the benefits that they get while you're intertwining an emotional connection with this person, of why you used to be them and how you can help them, and then creating your backstory, pushing it to them as well, displaying it why it's valuable to them and what they're going to get out of it. Think of that third person. Don't think of what you want. Think of what they want and how you can basically leverage what their desire is onto your product, and you'll do really well. You'll do a lot better than any sales competition who never does direct response. Anybody who just hopes that the prospect will pick up the phone and call you and just act like they're gonna find your contact page and get your information and call you and take all this initiative. People are generally lazy in the population, or they're generally just relaxed and easygoing. They don't want to do all this work. They don't want to guess, and they don't want to even like copy and paste the link, you know. So that's why the easiest way is to put a link in the description or a post on Facebook or something. Just put the link there so they can just click the hyperlink, instead of saying, here, go to this website, / hyphen and whatever. It's too much work for most people. They just want to give the easiest way, the quickest way. So if you can give them the easiest way, you can create your story, you can give them an emotional guideline, and you can ask for exactly what you want them to do. There's the three things that will help you get way further in your business, and they've helped me get way further in every e-commerce business that I've ever started. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, like, share, comment, or subscribe to get more videos, and share this value with your friends. Take it easy. It's Evan from Motive in Motion. Peace.